Respected Thai, dear sisters, dear brothers, and usually we say dear friends, but actually we are brothers and sisters. You know, we are really brothers and sisters in the same family. And I'm going to tell you a story of a river that I have learned from our teacher. I met my teacher when I was 20 years old, in 1984, in Kim Seung Monastery in the northern of California. And he told me the story. And today I would like to share it to you. The river is quite young. And it was like the little creek. And it's running from the high mountain. And it's so young, it's so excited. And because it's so young, the lake has a lot of energy. So the creek moving down the mountain very quick. Excited, quick, fast. And sometimes it's transformed into waterfall. And it splashes in the water. The water fall down very high mountain and make great music, great sound. And the waterfall is young, full of energy, full of power, and it's one to run down. And it becomes a river, young river, and it's quite running down to the meadow. Maybe it's going to reach a place, that is usually think is a destination of their, of happiness or freedom. And the river go through the meadow to the land and become a young man, a young woman. So a personification of the story is actually a person. It could be you, it could be me. When we're young, we like to run. We like to search something, for make sure that we are happy. Because we felt lonely. We felt that something is missing in our life. So the river run down. Not walking meditation, it's running down. And it's missing everything along the bank. It cannot appreciate, the mountain, the forest, the trees, the flower, the meadow, because it goes too fast. It's searching, it's looking, it's chasing after things. And it's want to go fast to the destination, which is the river thing is the true happiness and freedom. And one day, it looked up into the sky and he saw many clouds. And the river, fall in love with the cloud, one of the clouds. Oh, that cloud is so beautiful, She is so beautiful. He is so gorgeous, So he's chasing after the cloud. And he's want to, to love the cloud. He want to possess the cloud because it's so lonely. He felt that something is missing in their life. But cloud keep changing all the time. Even it's beautiful, but cloud keep changing all the time. And when the cloud move to the west, the river run after it. The cloud move to the east, the river run after it. On planet Earth, we have 1,000 of rivers. But in the personification of the story, we have like 7 billion rivers. And all this river looking for a cloud, to love. Cloud transform its formation and sometimes go away. And the river felt despair, been abandoned. Sometimes the river say, she betrayed me because she left me. She said goodbye to me and she go with someone else. In life sometimes you have a relationship and somehow it's broken. And you felt you are betrayed by him or by her. Were abandoned. But clouds always change. The nature of the cloud is changing. Every moment, the shape of the cloud changes. The formation is changed. Something like your beloved one. She or he change all the time. But you want to hold, him or her exactly like the one that the first time you met her. You don't want her to change. You only love the image of her. And one day she says something bad and you feel hurt. She says something like accusing or blaming, then you feel hurt. Because you want to love the image of the cloud, the most beautiful one or the most gorgeous one. So the river chase after another cloud. Keep like that. It's searching for another one after another. And not only to look for a lover, but sometimes the river look for the cloud of, to be famous, to have a big job, to have a big career. Sometimes we chase after the cloud of degree, You want many degrees. You have a degree of a doctor, you want to get a PhD on philosophy. You have a degree of engineer, you want to get a degree of architect. So we chase after the clouds of to be someone, to have more education, to have more degrees, or to be to hold very important position in society, like to be the president of a corporation or a country. So we run after the clouds. And all these clouds change. You have a degree, but that it doesn't mean much. You have a position, but one day you lose the position. You become very famous, like the most popular rock star, but one day someone will be better than you. So famous is also change. So when all this cloud change, we suffer. We don't want the cloud or the cloud to change. We want them to be the same image that we believe is our beloved one. If we lose something, we feel a lot of suffering. And one day the river see the most magnificent cloud. This cloud is so powerful. It represents like something holy. It could be Allah, God, Buddha, or a teacher. And you met him and you fall in love with him. And you walk after him, because he is so beautiful, so holy. When you close to him, you feel, that you find yourself. So you love him. But the cloud, that even the magnificent cloud, always change. So Allah, Buddha, your teacher also change. One day you realize that your teacher becomes so old. You see? Because everybody change. And one of the day the storm come, most powerful storm come, and it's shaking with thundering and lightning, and your most magnificent cloud also shaking, striking by lightning and thunder, and it's formed a new thing called rain. Rain came down. And the river say, oh no, my cloud. So the river doesn't want to lose the cloud, doesn't want to lose your loved one. It doesn't want to lose anything because it wants to possess. It wants to keep everything because it makes sure that all these things make the river happy. So when storm comes, clouds shaking violently and transform into the rain, the cloud shock. First time, it could not believe it. And the cloud become dark. The whole sky become dark. The storm is so powerful. And the river become so desperate. And when the cloud is dark, the river also dark. In the heart of the river, it cannot see anything. Usually when the sky is clear, it can see the reflection of the blue sky, the cloud, the tree, the leaf. But now it's so dark because the river is so worried, so depressed. Desperately, want to hold on to the clouds that is belong to the river. It's the lovers of the river. The river thinks the cloud died because it changed so violently. And the river come back, and first time in the night, in the dark night, in the midst of the storm, the river begin to embrace herself. And she'll cry. When the river splashing along the bank, it's like crying in the night. It's first time it begin to listen to the cry, the suffering with it. Sometimes we live with someone we love, but we always believe that he or she will be like that all the time. She and he will be with us all the time. And one day something happened to him, to her, we are not ready for that. So we suffer deeply. We cry. Because deep down, we don't want to lose anything that we believe is the objects of our happiness. And now the river go to the big meadow, and it doesn't run fast anymore. It goes slow. It looks like it practice walking meditation. Slow. And it look. And it hear, first time it hear its own cry. Usually when we suffer, we don't know how to embrace it. So you need to embrace our suffering also. It's okay to cry. It's okay to suffer because it has a very deep value. We will learn something about it. Something of letting go, something of the true nature of suffering. And because it's embracing and it go back, so it had a feeling of, gentleness, calmness. And first time the river stopped all that excitation, running after things outside, and it come back to itself. And it find peace. And it also find light within itself. First time that I discover there's light within the heart of the river. And it's pay attention to the suffering. It's accepting sadness, loneliness, feeling abandoned, or losing the clouds on the sky. Because now sky totally dark. It covered with darkness. No more beautiful formation of the clouds. And next morning, when the sky become clear, the river begin to see herself deeply. It really see the heart, the mind of itself. And it's so surprised that it see in the heart of the river, it has the image of the cloud. Now it's reflection of the cloud. And because it's embracing, it begin to calm down all the suffering. And the cloud, first time, begin to have a clear mind. Clear mind is so important. When we confused, we don't see things. We need to have a clear mind, like when the river is, clear. No running, no waves. The first thing that the river see the clear blue sky with many clouds again. It thought that all the clouds would die, but now the cloud come back. Second is see the grass and the flower along the bank, because it's slowing down, so it's observing the environment. It's two banks and you see flower, beautiful tree with beautiful branch, reach out into the river and reflect in the heart of the river. And in the afternoon when the sun is strong, the river see on the surface of herself, there's tiny particle of water evaporate. When sun is strong, all river evaporate and form like mist, fog, and it going up. And surprisingly, see that all this particle, like smoke, form the cloud. So the first time the river see that the cloud is part of herself. Actually, the cloud is herself. She has the cloud. She embrace. She get everything in the cloud. And she realized that all the creeks, tiny creek come join her from the big rain yesterday. And it's also part of the clouds. And first time the river see the cloud no die. The cloud cannot die. Because the clouds inside of her. The story is beautiful, right? Like you are looking for, you love someone so much, and now you thought she disappeared, and now you realize that she and he is inside of you. The cloud cannot die. That is the declaration of our teacher. When Brother Pháp Y died, he touched Pháp Yi's body and said, Pháp Y, the cloud cannot die. And that is the declaration of someone who has insight. But can we see it? Can we feel it? The cloud cannot die. Are we still afraid of someone? Some cloud will die, abandon us, disappear online, physically. So that is the question. Or it's just a declaration by a famous teacher. The Buddha say, the Buddha and the teacher cannot give you insight. The Buddha, the teacher, can only give you guidelines, teaching, methods, but you have to get your own insight. So it's come back to the practice of coming back home. Stop running. Stop chasing after the clouds. Stop looking for happiness and love outside. You need to go back. Stop is samatha. Stop the running, looking for the love outside, the admiration, appreciation, affection outside. You need to look at it here. Can you believe? If you don't know who you are, can you love her? No. You need to find love inside, true love inside, before you can love her. Because it comes out from the deep. If you are feeling totally, like empty inside, you are lost, you are confused, you cannot love anyone. Maybe one day you got her. She's like an angel, she manifests into your life. But because you are so empty, so dark, and she will around you and she didn't feel much connection. She feels like you are not there for her. You're only depressed, you only complain. You are sitting there close to her, but you are like a dead body, no soul. She have no love, so she left you. So, first thing is to go back and look inside. I am that river. Nearly 30 years ago, I am that river. I grew up in America as a Vietnamese refugee. So I feel so lonely, desperately alone and empty. I left my homeland in the year of 1980, and I was about 17 years old. And 4 years later, I met my teacher in 1984, and about 20 years old. And I remember the first time he taught me how to do walking meditation. And it's so deep, because it's the first time I'm able to stop the chasing after things, chasing the objects outside of me for love, for happiness. I remember when I was holding the hand of my mom and do walking meditation, and my tears just running down. First time I found myself. 20 years, you feel like you are lost. You are confused. You're searching for happiness and love, but it's always outside. Go to the movie, call friends, find a lover, entertainment, go to the party, but you really don't know how to go home. Nobody teach me how to go back to myself. But the walking meditation is so easy. I wonder how come I walk all my life in 20 years, but I cannot find myself. And this simple practice, I can find myself on each step. And I can see my mother is so real. You know, before that, she's like the ghost, because my mind is not there. I'm always chasing after things, looking after, the objects outside. I run after the girls, I forget about my mom. I don't even care about my mom. As a young boy, it's like that. You care about the girls. I don't know is that right with men, but I was like that. And my teacher teach us how to do, I didn't remember how to do hugging meditation. And when you are so lonely, hugging meditation is the best practice. I remember our teacher say after his Dhamma talk, he said, if your mom is in this room, go to your mom and hug her. And I did. Oh, so good. First time that you feel love. You feel the love is so real. Before that, love is something so vague, so blurred. You don't see them. But when you hug someone, tightly, you can feel the love flow through the body. So we need to really get the insight. We need to get the experience in the practice. If we don't have the insight, we don't have the experience, then one day, one of our clouds will leave us and we feel abandoned. We feel desperately left alone, for sure. Because the cloud can't die. It's become a reality or not, it depends on the way we look deeply. It's called profound vision, looking deeply. You have to put some time and look at him or her. And you know that she is a cloud, she is changing all the time. And one day she will be vanished. She will transform into a different thing. So it's not an idea, you need to reflect. It's called concentration on the nature of impermanence of a cloud. Life changes all the time. Life is like a flash. Everything is in motion. We live in the energy called velocity. Physically, it's in velocity. Everything moving. So don't pretend that your loved one will be there for you all the time. No. One day, she or he will have to abandon you and go. Seven years ago, when my mom get a stroke, I also have so much worry, have so much fear. And when I have so much worry, fear, I suffer a lot because I'm afraid of losing her. I think my sister also. My sister is a nun. She's my younger sibling, and she's a nun. 3 years after me. And we both suffer because we are afraid of losing her. And the Sangha allows us to come back to take care of her from time to time. And we are always so down, so worried, so afraid. And especially when she is suffering so much, her heart is aching. And she gets stroke and she confused, she gets lost herself. She doesn't know who she is. So she becomes so vulnerable. She likes to hit us. And actually she doesn't know why she hit. Because maybe she has a stroke, so she has no control of her action. She was so confused. She lived in her room, but she said, I'm looking for my room. So she cannot be still, always moving, and day and also night. So we also exhausted taking care of her. And because of her sickness, in 7 years, so we learned to begin to see the vulnerability and fragility of life. And we accept, that one day we'll lose her. And we also feel the suffering in her, physically suffering in her body. And all the seed in her life come. So she say many things that we never hear before. And sometimes she hit me, she hit my sister, and we also get angry. I get angry many times. And I practice good. She scold me a lot, She say, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to bury you, So all the seeds in her consciousness manifest because she had out of control. All the suffering. So we learn and we begin to accept. And when she nearly died, the Sangha allowed me to go back and be with her 5 days. And the next day, my sister fly from France and be with her also. I was in Thailand. And actually, the last 2 years, she becomes so peaceful. Because every time that we go home, we take care of her, we shine light for her. We teach her to practice of letting go of her body. I remember one day my sister say, Mommy, do you accept the suffering, physical suffering? Because she cannot walk by herself. We have to carry her. She cannot go to the toilet. We have to do it for her. She can eat, but half of her body was paralyzed. And my mom say, I already accepted. My mom told my sister. So people who, get a stroke, they have a lot of pain in the body, especially when they cannot move around, they cannot sit up, they cannot go, to the toilet. It's really suffocating. And I have 5 days, my sister have 4 days with my mom. And all that time, we sing for her. I sing for her, my sister speak to my mom, tell all the wonderful story of her life. And she was so peaceful. And can you believe she died so peacefully with a smile? So I think I accept that the cloud have to die. When I practice like that, I accept that the cloud, that my mom have to die. But I see deeper than that. When she integrates her body, she can continue beautifully. Actually, she was beautiful, continued beautifully in my nephew. One of my niece and my nephew look exactly like my mom. The boy looked exactly like my mom. And the girl, her name is Hao, she looked exactly like my mom. So my mom already transformed into, the children, into the grandchildren. So I have to let go of my mom because I see the new manifestation of my mom in a different form. And especially Bé Hậu, she's so intelligent. So my mom becomes so intelligent in her. Same face, same smile, same eyes. So we need to have time to look at our loved one, to see the nature of impermanence, of always changing. Then before we get the insight, the cloud cannot die. So the cloud cannot die is not something taboo that suppress the fear of death, of being someone who will die. But it's the invitation to look. The cloud cannot die is an insight that only comes when we look. Profoundly looking, profoundly vision. And we have to look. We have to look to her, to him every day, to see the change. I remember last year, our teacher here, he always, mentioned about that. He said, that every day is precious because for him, every day is precious. Every day is a gift because he knows that he still have, beautiful body to do walking meditation while other monks already passed away. It's the same age as him, even younger, but he's still alive. He still do walking meditation. So our teacher really aware of the nature of impermanence. So he treasure almost every day, every moment of his life. So he teaches a lot on you have to look, to have the concentration on impermanence so that you be able to live deeply day by day. Treasure moment to moment. And now our teacher also force. And we ourselves have to learn from that insight. Everything can change. If you want to get the insight, the cloud cannot die, you need to see that impermanence. I remember when we do walking meditation, I see all these leaves, rotten leaf, is disintegrated. But in the spring, it's so green, so young, and now become rotten. It's already on the ground, people walking on it. The earth, the rain make it rotten. And the leaf is dying, transforming into compost, into earth. And when we look deeply, we see leaf not dying. It's making compost. It's transforming into compost in order to go back to the tree and nourishing the tree. And the next spring, it will come back in a new form of a leaf. So it's the cycle of life. Impermanent is the cycle of life. Impermanent is something beautiful. But we need to get inside. And through impermanent, we see the cloud can't die. The leaf cannot die. Your mom cannot die. So we need to break through that belief. And now we look into the teaching of the Buddha, what the Buddha say about those people are afraid of death, but there are also people are not afraid of death. So listen to the Buddha. This is a very beautiful teaching because it's so concrete. Okay, here it is. The sutra number 184 on the numerical discourse of the Buddha. Numerical, it translates from anuttara, anuttara. Anuttara means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, anuttara. So the Buddha teaches from the discourse on number 1, like 1 Dharma, 2 refuge, 3 Jew, and 4 noble truths. So the number increasing. And the sutra number 184, fear of death. Once the Brahmin Janusori approached the Blessed One and addressed him thus: I maintain, Master Gautama, and hold the view there is no mortal who does not fear of death, who are not afraid of death. No mortal, no one who are not who does not fear of death, who is not afraid of death. I mean, everybody afraid of death. So the question of the Brahman is like that. And this is the Buddha say. There is indeed Brahman, such a mortal who fear of death, who is afraid of death. But there is also a mortal who has no fear of death, who is not afraid of death. And this is what the Buddha said, why are such people afraid of death. There is Brahman, a person who is not free from lust for sensual pleasure, who are not free from desire and the affection of them, who are not free from thirsting and fevering after the sense of pleasure. You know the sense of pleasure. From our 6 sense organ running after the 6 objects outside, and we find sense of pleasure. Something make you feel good. Exciting, lust, passion is called sensual pleasure. And sometimes it's so strong, we just run after that. Just like we run after the clouds. Sometimes we run after the object and it has a hook. And you take that and you've been hooked like a fish. They have a fake bait and the fish snap that and we're hooked by, So we are like the fish. Sometimes we snap something and we've been hooked. So sensual pleasure is like that. So if anybody who have this, not free from craving for sensual pleasure, then it's happened that a grave illness befall on him. This afflicted by a grave illness, he think, oh, those beloved sensual pleasure will leave me, and I shall have to leave the sensual pleasure. So because we attach to it, we are craving to sensual pleasure, so we are afraid of that. Upon his grief, Nom Laman weeps, beating his breast, become deranged. This mortal is the one who fear of death, who are afraid of death, because we don't want to lose, to let go of the sensual pleasure. We are too much craving for it. It's obsessed our mind, so we are afraid of that. And that is what the Buddha said. The second, further Brahmin, that's the person who is not free from lust of this body. Now, is over there is the object outside, now the body. Yeah. There is a person who is not free from lust for this body, not free from the desire and the affection of it, not free from thirsting and fevering after the body, not free from the craving of the body. Then it happened that a grave illness befalls on him. Thus afflicted by a grave illness, he thinks, oh, this beloved body will leave me. I shall have to leave the body. So you attach to your body. You know, when we attach, we cling to our body, we are afraid to die. It's so real. You don't want to let go of your body because you love your body. You adore your body. You see, this body is beautiful. It belongs to you. It's you. So you identify with this body is you. And thereupon grieves, gnome, lament, weeps, beating his beast and become deranged. This motto, the one who fear of death and the one who afraid of death. So attached to the body, the same thing, attachment to the feeling, the perception, the mental formation, and the consciousness is the same thing. We are afraid, we'll be very afraid of death. We don't want to die. The third one, further Brahmin, there is a person who has not done anything good or wholesome, who has not made a shelter for himself. So according to the Buddha, when you do something good, you make a shelter. But he has done what is evil, cruel, and wicked. Then it happened that a grave illness befell on him. Thus afflicted by a grave illness, he thinks, oh, I have not done anything good and wholesome. I have not made a shelter for myself, but I have only done what is evil, cruel, and wicked. I shall go hereafter to the destiny of those who do such deeds. Maybe go to hell or something. When you do something, you believe you go to that place. Thereupon he grieves, gnome, lament, weeps, beating his breast, and become deranged. And this motto too is the one who fear of death, afraid of death. So now you have to reflect. If you have not done anything good, you'll be afraid of death. But if you do so much good thing, you don't have to worry. Because you know that in your heart, you help so many people already. And this love will never die. Your love will continue. You know, if you help so many people, in your heart, in your consciousness, it says that you have love. And this love will continue the next life. And the next life will you do good again. You continue to do good. Like 7 hungry children, like Sister Changkom, she saved 1,000, 100,000 of hungry children. And the fourth one, further Brahmin, there's a person who has doubts and perplexity about the good Dharma and has not come to certainty in it. Then it happened that a grave illness befell on him. Thus afflicted by the grave illness, he thinks, oh, I'm full of doubt and perplexity about the good Dharma, and have not come to certainty in it. Upon he grieve, gnome, lament, weeps, beat his breast, and become deranged. This motto too is the one who fear of death. who is afraid of that. I mean, you don't have the way. The Dharma here, good Dharma here, you don't have the way. Your life, you don't have any light, any direction. You don't have any belief in life. You don't believe in the Buddha. You don't believe in God. You don't believe in Allah. You don't have any spiritual dimension. You cannot find yourself. And you will be afraid of that. That's what is meant by the Buddha. So we are lucky that we come here. We have, the Dharma. We have find the way. The most simplicity way is mindfulness. Is to be back, be alive, to wake up to life, be yourself, be open, be alive. Everybody can do that, right? Just one step, you come back to yourself. Bring that wandering soul, searching and chasing after object outside back to the body and touch the earth. You found the way. And you find yourself. And if you have this, you are not afraid of that. So the opposite is you will not be afraid of that. If you don't have craving after sensual pleasure, you are not afraid of that. If you are not craving for your body, you are not afraid of that. If you do good thing, wholesome, you are not afraid of that. If you find the way, spiritual dimension, could be whatever, in Buddhism, in Christianity, in Judaism, or in Muslim, you will not be afraid of that. But important that we look into the nature of that. We need to see the depth first. So nothing wrong with seeing things, dying. On the physical appearance, the cloud die, right? In the physical appearance, the cloud have to die because it need to die in order to the rain to be possible. Can you believe that the cloud doesn't want to die? Then you're never gonna have rain, right? It just hang up there all the time. There'll be no rain. And what happened to the earth? Happened to the vegetarian? Happened to the vegetarian. It's all dry. The forests are dry, the grass go dry, the tree go die. So actually dying is very good sign. Everything is impermanent, is hope for life. It helps to revive, to renew new life. So the cloud have to transform into the rain. The cloud will become the flower, the grass, the meadow, the forest. It's just like your loved one become, yourself become your children, your siblings. My mom become me, become my sister, become my brother and sister, and become my children and grandchildren. So looking deeply is so important. So at the end of the year, we need to practice like that. 3 things that we need to reflect at the end of the year is to let go of all the clinging. Now, if you have any clouds that you cling, you have to let go. You just appreciate her life or his life as a cloud. But you know that she and he change every moment of her life. And see the impermanent, you appreciate more. Can you believe that someone will only stay with you only a few more months? You appreciate him more. Become so alert. You are so available for him or her. And all your love will just pour out for him or her. But if you think that he'll live forever, you don't even care. You know, you were so busy doing other things, but he only have 3 more months to be with you. You will pour all drop of love for him. So impermanent is the practice. And let go. Let go all the clinging attachment to whatever class. It could be your objects of your love. It could be your career, it could be your job, your house, your loved one. There's a woman, one day she lose 2 houses because, a flood come by and wash away all the house in that village, and she has 2 houses that she worked wholeheartedly all her life to buy the house, and it just, in one night, it ruined everything. And she lose everything, and they discover that a few days later she jumped and suicide because she lose all her belongings. So if we don't meditate, we will not be free from attachment, to the clouds, the objects of love, of your love. But the second is the aspiration to go to the ocean. The river needs to go to the ocean, right? You don't want to stop by the way, in the middle of the way to just run after the cloud. You need to go to the ocean. So that's why our journey is to go to the ocean. We need to look and make progress in our daily life. To become, to discover that interconnectedness of our lives. To break away the fear of death. Usually the fear of death, it comes from the belief there is a self, there is a me, separate from other things. A me named John, Jim, actually my name is Jim. John, Christopher, Jim, This is before I was a monk. So we believe that it's a self, and we just adorn and fall in love with the self. So the journey is to go to the ocean where you feel interconnectedness to all walks of life. You see that the cloud actually is the bubble, the particle of water everywhere, especially on the ocean. So all clouds come from there. And because the cloud, it stays so high, so it had the vision and see all these particles, evaporate and join together and form a cloud. So the cloud has insight where it's come from. But the river, stays so low. And if you are busy running after things, it doesn't see anything. So the important is to see, to have the insight of interconnectedness in life. You are not yourself. You are the cloud. You are your father, you are your mother, you are your teacher. You are all, elements on earth. And you are the stars, you are the whole universe. They discover that in our body have chemical exactly like the stars. Oxygen, hydrogen, carbonic. We're exactly like a star. And that's why they call human are the children of the star. So we need to feel connected. And we need to have time to look deeper, more profound. And the Buddha say that looking is called vipassana. Vipassana means you look into your body. Every day I water the orchid and I'm waiting for the orchid to open because I want to know what color it is. And it's already 7 days. It's still not open. It's very big. But it doesn't want to open. So I'm waiting. I sit a lot with the orchid. And I'm so curious to see what color and what shape of the orchid. And you think that I'm wasting my time, but actually I'm looking at the orchid and actually I'm looking at myself. When you sit alone, you begin to see yourself. You see your feelings, you see your thinking, you see your mind. So we need to have time. We need to go back home. That's why the story of the river is we need to stop running. We need to go back home. And mindfulness is actually to go back home, to be yourself first. Many times we are not ourselves. We're running away. And I would like to end the talk, and I'm very happy that everybody is here together celebrating New Year. It's so beautiful to be together as a family, as a Sangha, and celebrating life. In the New Year, people now get lost. In New Year, usually they go to party. They're thinking of, drink a lot of alcohol, watch movie, go to the party, dancing, animal party. I like that one. I usually do. And now we are here, celebrating life. Everybody go back to oneself and be alive. And to want to discover the river. The true nature of the river is the ocean. When all the river go to the ocean, no more names. No more fear of that. And from there, the cycle of life will come. You become evaporated, and you become cloud, and cloud become river again. So it's a cycle of life. And read this poem of Thai to see that we are never die. We are never, the cloud cannot die. It's called one arrow, two illusion. Illusion here means a wrong perception. We believe there is death, there is birth, there is death. It's called two illusion. The river winds its way to the sea. Tomorrow, when it is time for you to depart, I will ask you to sing aloud your song of the new season. The echo of your voice will soothe and guide me on my way, at least for some distance. So someone, you ask your loved one. The river winds its way to the sea. Tomorrow, when it's time for you to depart, you ask your teacher, you ask your loved one, your mother, this question. Tomorrow, when it's time for you to departure, I will ask you to sing aloud your song of the new season. The echo of your voice will soothe and guide me on my way, at least for some distance. And your lover respond, in fact, I will never depart. Even if I could, I will arrive nowhere. This is no going and no coming. The moment I depart, if there is such a thing, if there is such that impermanent, change, there is moons, clouds, winds, and river. And at the moment of arrival, there are also the violet bamboos and the yellow chrysanthemums. So the moment we go away, we still have the wonders of life. And the moment we arrive, there are also the wonders of life. So the violet bamboo and the yellow chrysanthemum represent the Dharmakaya, the true nature of life. A leaf, a flower, that is what you are. That is why we have been together since the no beginning. So as a leaf, as a flower, as a river, a cloud, that's what we are. That is why we have been together since of no beginnings. This is the interconnectedness, the deep relationship, connection between lives. There's no way I could not be with you. There's no way I could not be with you. I will be always with you. Still, you don't understand. And you keep asking me about my departure. So because we don't understand, we don't have a profound vision, so we think that when you die, are you dying? Are you leaving me, We ask questions like that. This morning, as the moon and stars return from their very deep sleep, the earth is pretending to weep. She has shed so many tears. You too should weep, my dear. Your tear will be like crystal. Weeping make you beautiful. Your tears will transform the deserts into green gardens, refreshing the earth, ushering the birds of hope. So it's okay to cry. When we are children, I long to weep. Each time I saw you weeping, the smile of the earth, our mother will be green hair. Bring birds and butterflies to leaves and flowers. We have never been born. Look back at your true mind. The day when I arose from the hidden dimension, my image was revealed to you through the 5 elements. 5 elements mean form, feeling, perception, mental formation, and consciousness. Through these 5 elements, we begin to see each other. But the image will soon be disappear. One day she will left you. He will leave you. And you have to look for me in what has not yet come. You have to see your loved one in the formless, the thing outside of his body and mind. And cannot depart. Looking for me, you looking for yourself. Will be a joy. You find yourself in a non-coming and non-going. With one arrow, you will bring down 2 illusions, finding suchness amidst samsara. Suchness is thing in the reality. The reality of the flower, sometimes we don't feel much because we get caught in the form of a flower, in the colors, in the shape of a flower. Reality of a person you love, you don't feel much. But with this meditation, you begin to see the suchness in samsara. Water amidst waves. My smile this morning is to bring you to the everlasting spring. Be the Tathagata. Tathagata is the name of the Buddha. Be one with the smile. The day when you pierce through illusion, you will find that smile. Nothing remains, and yet nothing will be lost. This morning, the birds and the spring beckon. Continue singing, my little flower. And this poem is so beautiful because it's speaking of the interconnectedness of the no birth and no death. Because birth and death is only the form, the outside form. In Buddhism we call laksana. Laksana means form, perception. Laksana is the thing that you can see. Laksana có tướng means the form, the objects, the formation of the cloud. And this laksana formation is always change. It's not the reality. It's not suchness. So we have to break away the form to see your loved one in formless. See her in the sunshine. See her in the water. See her in someone else. Like I see my mom in my niece. My mom had one character that she loved hungry children. So one day, every day she go and collecting aluminum can when she was living in a temple. And I have a chance to visit my mom at that temple, and I go along with my mom to collect aluminum cans. You know, the empty one people throw on the road, and she collect that, and she go to the recycling and exchange into money, and save the money for hungry children. And now, every time I see aluminum can on the road, I see my mom. So that is called formless. You see your mom in the aluminum can because that is her love. Collecting aluminum can is the act of love. Not only save, planet Earth, but it's for the hungry children. So one day you have to see Sister Changkong in outside of her form. In someone, hand of 7 hungry children, you see her. You have to see our teacher everywhere. If you walk in Upper Hamlet, in New Hamlet, or in Lower Hamlet, you feel the footstep of our teacher because he walk a lot. He loved to do walking meditation. That's why all our heart, we wish, we pray for him to recover. Not just to recover, but he'd be able to walk again. And he'd be able to talk again. Because he loved to give Dharma talks. His spiritual food is to give Dharma talk, to walk and to talk. So you have to see our teacher in formless. In every piece of land is a footstep of our teacher, and he'll be a cloud, can't die. If you don't walk like that, the cloud have to die because you don't feel your teacher. You don't feel touching your teacher in everyday life. Then he finished. So would look declaration or is inside. It's up to us. When we practice, we feel close to the Buddha, to the Allah, to the teacher. If we don't practice, it's just a declaration of ideas or notion. Buddhism we call real Buddhism or just mere image. Real teaching or just mere image. But real teaching, it helps to break through the fear of death, the fear of being abandoned, of losing someone you love. Thank you very much. Now the brother from Sheng'a will share with you a song. Please come. And tonight you will hear them also rapping. Buddha Dharma rapping.
If you know the song you can sing along with us. I am a cloud.
Cloud, I am the blue sky, I am the earth, breathing this wind. The hour, I am the sunshine, I am the earth, receiving a seed. I am free. Oh dear let's walk together joyfully. Bis, one more time. I'm a cloud, I am the blue sky, I am the fire, spread out His wings. I am a flower, I am the sunshine, I am the earth, receiving a seed. I am free, my heart is open. Yes, I am free, my mind is clear. Oh, brother, oh, dear sister, let's walk together joyfully. I am free, when my heart is open. Yes, I am free, when my mind is clear. Oh, dear brother, oh, dear sister, let's walk together mindfully. Okay, the next song will be in French. So Sebastian will come in the front and show. You also teach the Sangha to sing the song. The Con Marché. Quand je marche. And along with this, the music, Sebastian, they play his music also. It's okay. Let's just go.
So maybe we can learn a song
In French.
that is called When I Walk on This Lovely Path. That goes in French, Quand je marche sur ce chemin. And it has some gesture. Quand je marche sur ce chemin,
Lần này là trống nhé.
mon cœur est tombé, mes pieds
Embrasse la terre, mes yeux embrasse le ciel.
China.
With the music? Can we do it with the music? Yeah. With the music, it's beautiful, yeah. Not too slow, huh? Chậm chậm, chậm thôi. Chậm chậm lại. Chậm tới. Embrace la terre. Chez mes yeux, embrasse le ciel. Quand je marche sur ce chemin, mon cœur est tombé, mes pieds embrassent la terre. Ses yeux embrassent le ciel. Quand je marche sur ce chemin, quand mon cœur est tombé, que les pieds embrassent la terre, et mes yeux embrassent le ciel. Thank you. Thank you, brother. Beautiful.